Right, so here's the trade recap. So let's start off with today's Tesla. Actually, let's start off with the riot call. The reason I chose the riot call, it's pretty simple, just because Bitcoin's been just pumping. So I'm taking that swing, looking to take profit around the Christmas rally. So the Christmas rally not only affects S&P, but affects a lot of assets. So in the grand scope of things, Bitcoin is involved in it. And so Riot is a digital holdings company, Amara is a digital holdings company, and naturally they follow Bitcoin. And so that's pretty simple. And let's talk about yesterday's SPY play. So I swung SPY yesterday, but I took profit on the market pump. And the reason is, it's just because of this obvious head and shoulders right here. And so this is actually the most obvious head and shoulders I've ever seen, especially in the 15 minutes. So when it was chopping here, that was a good sign it wasn't just going to crash down again. That was a pretty good sign that it was just going to go up. So it was going to pump before, at least by end of close. Now let's talk about this SPY play that we took today. It was a pretty interesting SPY play. The Tesla play was not the best, to say the least. Okay, so when we zoom out on the 4 hour, this is what I see. Before this candle even happened, we had a lot of downwards momentum, so I wanted to expound on that momentum. And there weren't too many levels, so there was just these two levels here that I was looking for. And so naturally, when past that level, it's good that I'm entering puts. That just be an indication for me to enter puts. Another thing is SPY was being a little weak today, so especially on this part, when it got to high, that scared me a little bit. And then I was watching Tesla right here, and so when this candle came, it closed below this little triangle right here. It closed below this triangle right here, this trend line. And so naturally, I tried to take puts, but a lot of bears got faked out on that. So because news was pumping and QQQ was pumping, it was only smart for me. So by this time, QQQ SPY was pumping. So by this time, it was only smart for me to flip to calls. And the reason why I flipped to calls, if you look at Tesla, it's breaking out of an early level. So this morning, we could see that it was holding support, and on the 4 hours holding support. So puts would have been, I was actually pretty risky to play, so that's why I'm not super proud of it. I was looking for intraday movements. However, it's been respecting the support, fake out right here, and it's just been respecting the support, especially if it breaks over these levels on the 15-minute, 5-minute, 1 minute, whatever. And after that, you just see a lot of potential upside. And so after that pump, it just catalyzed that big movement, and so that made it pretty obvious Tesla play, which went to 100%, which was super nice. Now let's talk about that SPY play that I just did. So I didn't close Tesla initially, my Tesla puts initially, because I was thinking of a fake out. The news had to be a fake out. And that's what it gave us today, but at the wrong timing. But Tesla already pumped up because it was catalyzed by the news. So when it was pumping naturally, and it went up above this line, didn't quite reach this line, I wasn't super interested. However, remember that pieces of demand, of the supply we drew a long time ago, so it's kind of at this high. It grabbed a lot of liquidity, and then so I could see that this might be the end of the, hold on, well, I'm in a position, by the way, so I'm gonna watch this. All right, so there's actually going to be some downside here. You can see it's obvious head and shoulders. It's the simplest patterns. If you're really learning, it's just simplest patterns. Okay, so we saw a pump here, and we saw grab some liquidity. So that's the end of the run. So what can I get for gain? Naturally, I was seeing this, and what I was really watching, because of the fake news pump, what I was really watching is this trend line right here. And overall, it looks like a very obvious rising wedge, does it not? Very obvious rising wedge. So I said here, it's go time, and I entered around here, and within 5 minutes, it just crashed down to 225%, which was an amazing play. So I'm super proud of that. I'm super happy about how that play ended up.